So we're back over in mixed in key, and our first track was 8A. So we're looking to find something in the same or similar key, and we know that our first track is 102 beats per minute. So ideally, we'd be looking somewhere around this tempo to try and find something. However, there's a track that's a bit quicker that I really like and I want to include as the second track of the mix, and it's in a similar key as we can see, 7A. The problem is the tempo is much quicker. We're looking at about 13 beats per minute, which is a lot, but the initial part of the track doesn't have a definite beat. And I kind of want to increase the tempo of our mix towards the beginning of the mix, just to give it some more energy. So I think this intro period might be a good place to kind of gradually increase the tempo because it doesn't have a definite beat. So we might be able to get away with that. Usually I wouldn't try and transition over kind of 5, maybe 6 beats per minute, but so this is a big ask. What I might do is increase the tempo of the first track towards the end of that, so by the time we get to our transition period we're looking to maybe bridge about 11 or 12 beats per minute, and I think I'll end up playing this track maybe a couple of BPM slow because I think it will work anyway. Anyway, we'll see. We'll drag this back into Ableton and we'll take a look here.
People acting different, oh no. Life is all the same, why bother? I can change the system, I know. Growing up's a pain, I think it's a phase. I say I need to grow.
So I think we'll warp from 9 there because we've got a bit of a kick drum coming in, so we can kind of grab that. So remember, control click set here, control click warp from here, and let's see how it's looks good. Looks fairly good. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that's okay. Timing wise, with the warping, that's fine. And you can tell just by listening to it how slow it sounds. So I want to just lay the intro over this outro. So it's going to be more of a blend than a beat match or anything else. So let's see if we can try and get a natural place to lay it. We've got 4 bars from here leading to there. So let's lay this over it.
I'ma give it to you. People acting different, oh no. Life is all the same, why bother? I can change the system, I know. Growing up's a pain, I think it's a phase. I say I need it.
I want to give the second tune a bit of a breather before it comes in, just so it's not so rushed. So if we look here, it's starting right on the sort of introduction. If we just stretch the tail out it'll give you a nice build in. And then we need to look at organizing our tempo. I think this is where the kind of definite beat of this record kicks in. So our tempo needs to have finished increasing by that point there. And it needs to be, I would say, 113-ish, 114. Now I think there's no beat there, so this kind of transition period doesn't have a beat. So our original tune was 102. I think we can probably get away splitting the difference and playing this nearer 104, 105. Let's get some more. Let's try that.
I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to ya. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to ya. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to ya.
People acting different, oh no. Life is all the same, why bother? I can change the system, I know. Growing up's a pain, I think it's a phase. I say I need to grow up. I say I don't give a fuck about you or nothing, so what's up? I can tell you so fake that she come with old age. Promise I won't stay, I'm gonna die young.
Okay, I think I could notice it slightly increasing, but there was a nice transition. I might just bring it down one to 112. And I might start the build a little bit earlier.
I'ma give it to ya. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to ya. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to ya.
I think that's fine. It's a nice build over a point that doesn't have a beat, so I think we get away with that. And now we're at 115, and I've got a few more options around that tempo. It's going to lift the energy of the mix quite early on, so I'm quite happy with that. So we're back in mixed in key, looking for track number 3. I don't want to do anything too crazy with the tempo on this one. So we're looking for something same tempo, and we'll maybe try and progress round the wheel. Remember, we moved from 8A over to 7A, D minor. So I'm going to do the same thing and select our key numbers either side of it and have a look here. Now I've earmarked this tune as one I definitely wanted to include in the mix, and it fits quite well in the mix. It's 7B, so it's in the relative major key, F major, and the tempo's the same, so I'm not going to have to adjust the tempo at all. I might bring the tempo up from 113 to 115 in Ableton, just so this one's riding at its proper tempo. So I'm going to drag it in and we'll see what's happening. I'm just going to do a quick check on my main grid markers here, and it looks like our track is progressing in line with those, which isn't essential, but it's always handy. And remember when we looked at, I think it was module 4, where we were actually programming the mix, we looked at how we select everything and move the mix out point to one of the main grids. So if you did want to change it, it would be Command A. It's highlighting everything, including your tempo automation, and we could just move this along. But at the moment, we don't need to because we're nicely lined up here. There we go, so that's perfect. So we know that here is going to be a nice mix out point. It's where the drum beat finishes, and we've just got some chords or something at the end. So let's get rid of that, and let's have a look at warping this. Yeah, it's one of those tracks that comes all in at the beginning, so perfect. Let's give that a warp. Warp from here. Go to bar 9, see how accurate. Pretty good. Maybe could be adjusted a bit. Let's try 17. Looks okay. Again, maybe we could just nudge this tiny bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, again, just move that over. So there we go. I think that's fairly good. Let's just play through just to see. Yep. So let's just see how it sounds. We might get lucky, you never know. Thought that was quite nice. What I might do is the similar thing to what I did before. So we just give it a bit of a breather before this new track comes in, so it doesn't sound too sort of formulaic. I might just use a bit of volume automation here just to bring it in slightly. Might use a bit of delay on this one. Remember, if I want to keep really organized, I've just got the extra drop down windows here if I want, and I can do it for both here. Yeah, I quite like that. Nothing too complicated, but we don't have to make every mix, an odyssey. it can, it's a pop mix, so quite short and simple is sometimes the best way to go. But tonally, they both work. We've moved from a minor into a major key now, so that's a nice change in the mix. We've kind of established our early tempo here at 115, and let's have a look. Our main grid markers for our mix out point, let's have a quick look. So there we go, that might be a nice point to mix out. I've just earmarked it with a marker there, and we'll leave that there, then we'll head back into mixed in key and have a look.